Hey everybody, it is Michelle with Alaska Raceway Park. Welcome to our next edition of Tuesday Track Talk Shop Tours. Today we are here with the 2021 Alaska Army National Guard Bomber Stock Champion and the 2021 Alaska Army National Guard Sportsman ET third place racer from the drag strip last year, Jeremy Copley. And Jeremy's going to give us a little tour today and tell us about all the cool things he's got coming up for this season. So take it away.
This is my home away from home, the actual in-law shop, but I use it as I need to, and obviously I needed to. This is the new Bomber or Thunderstock, depending on what day I choose, for 2022. Oxide's not going anywhere. She'll still be there in one class or the other. This is a 72 C10 on a 80s El Camino chassis. Just got it painted this last weekend, and we'll start assembling here shortly. I've still got the El Camino that just do some upgrades to it over the winter, and then we'll move on into the junior dragsters. We're gonna have both daughters and a junior this year, and one will make a full season, the other will be when she's here. And then I'm also building a 50 Chevy fleet side car for Richard Bogan. It'll be in the Bomber class as well. Let's see, and I will be actually doing the dirt late model stuff as well, but it'll be at the track on asphalt at least once, maybe twice, depending on how I can sweet talk Michelle into let me test and tune it. But yeah, other than that, it's going to be a busy season.
Yeah, well, and I noticed you've got a dragster chassis up there. You can tell me about that.
I believe it's an early 70 rear engine dragster. It's one of the first rear engine dragsters brought up to Alaska. It's actually for sale if anybody's interested. I picked it up from Cody McCollum 2 years ago, and I just haven't had a chance to work on it yet. So.
I don't know when you would have the opportunity to drive it at this point.
It's looking like it might be Justin's car when he turns 16. He's only 3, so we got some time.
You got some time. Perfect. Can you tell us how you got started in racing?
I started in go-karts on dirt back when I was 7 or 8 years old and just graduated up from there. Stayed on dirt my entire life. I was on dirt for a little bit in cars, just for a season till we went IMCA sanctioned. Then I wasn't allowed to run anymore because I was too young. And then from there, bought and sold cars, and then went to school. Came back, got out of racing. The track we raced at pretty much shut down, and then that's what happens when nobody's there.
Yeah. And
from there, then we bought the Corvette and started playing with it, and then moved up here. Then I brought it up here and started playing with it ever since. So, and then Ryan started the Bomber class. I was like, that's an easy enough class I can get into, and it's just grown from there. So
snowballed.
Yeah.
Well, I noticed that your chassis is yellow, which I'm a little partial to. What's your plan for the overall color scheme with this?
Well, this one will be bright orange and yellow, and it'll be based off the Reese's candy bar. So it'll be orange and yellow. The whole body will be orange, including the decking and all that. Still undecided of the name, so if anybody wants to input in there and say, so far it's either going to be Rusty's Pieces or Loses Pieces, somewhere of that lines of the Reese's Cup car. It was a number 29, but I'm going to stick with 99 on this one, going between the classes. Keep it all kind of simple. So.
You had briefly mentioned you're expanding a little bit into the dirt realm this year. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, you can thank Alex Van Nuys for that. He started all this, but he and I both bought the Swackert Brothers cars. I bought Andy's, he bought Alex's, and so we're just going to put those back on dirt. He will run more than I will this year. I'm going to concentrate on the Bomber class, but I will hit the track, I believe 4 races this schedule, say that doesn't intermix with the asphalt track. So I will try my hand at those cars and see what I can do or mess up with those. So I know they're a lot more expensive to fix, so I'm going to have to be more careful. So.
Yeah. You have a large number of race cars, and you talked about getting them for your kids. I understand you're in the process of building one also for Ashley at some point down the line. How important is it that your family is part of this with you?
If they weren't a part of it, I wouldn't be doing it. But I mainly want to get started back into it for the kids. And say it's much easier for them to get in it when they see their parents doing it.
Yeah.
Just taking them to the track's great, but once they can actually go home, see them, touch them, jump in them, like you saw Justin earlier, it's his car already, and he just doesn't know it's not. But the Oxide's his, as far as he's concerned. It's his pink car. And then the Billy car, the late model, that's a Billy car because of Billy Majors. So, yeah, I say if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be doing it. But I want to get them involved as much as I can. And say, like I said, we'll have the juniors going. Someday we'll have a Bandolero. So maybe a quarter midget. Maybe if there's a class available, doubtful. But at least Bandolero in the next couple of years for one of the kids and see which one likes what and go from there. So, and hopefully all three of them don't like circle track and drag strip together because that's going to get really expensive.
We're heading into the next season. You were a previous champion, close runner-up there on the drag strip side. What are your thoughts on the upcoming 2022 season?
It's going to be busy. Let's say I will be running Thunderstock full-time, Bomberstock full-time, and I believe, still undecided on the drag strip, but it will be a full-time in one either pro or sportsman again. More than likely sportsman, depends on how much safety stuff I can get done to the Corvette. Other than that, the Corvette's ready to go, but it's too fast for me right now. I have to say that for legal purposes. So.
Awesome. Well, coming up this week, we've got a couple things going on. On Saturday the 15th, we are going to have the Baby Grand Class meeting at our house at the shop there, 10 a.m. on Saturday to go over the new rules. If you haven't seen them, Pro Grand Nationals released their updated rule book, and that's online. If there are any other classes that haven't met that want to get together and talk about rules before the upcoming season, Saturday would be a great time to do that. So hit me up. Maybe Top Eliminator wants to get together. I'm not sure who else is coming up. We are going to have the bomber rules out to you guys so you can review those and let us know about any changes before we go ahead and get those published. The other announcement that I have for you guys is that Club 1320 is at 26%, so we're doing really great on the fundraising there. Stickers and thank you letters are going out for the first round of people that have donated. And there is, when you get your letter, check it out because there's a little special announcement in there I'm putting in for Club 1320 members. After most people have gotten those, I'll go ahead and talk about that maybe next week on Tuesday Track Talk. Otherwise, Jeremy, I want to thank you very much for giving us a shop tour and showing us your brand new truck, which is super cool. And as a hot rodder, you know, you bomber guys give me a little bit of a heart attack because I really, really like turning these trucks into hot rods.
So
but
we're just bringing a second life back into all these other cars that too much work for the street, and say second life, everybody actually gets to see them out again. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a great season, so thank you very much. Absolutely. We really appreciate it, and thank you guys all for tuning in. We'll see you right here next week on Alaska Raceway Park's Tuesday Track Talk.